Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make delicious meat pie with a very flaky pie crust. That is the main aim for this video. I have just finished making my filling. I'm going to describe how I made this in the description box. Everything will be there. I've added my flour to thicken the sauce. I'll let this cool and then begin to prepare the crust. So these are the ingredients for the pie crust. I have flour, milk powder, a pinch of nutmeg, and some salt. That is all I have here. So I'm going to rub in the fat into the flour, and notice how I do this with just my fingertips. I'm going to be mixing gently. The liquid I'm going to add to this pie crust is very cold water. That's my feeling cooling. I'm going to use very ice cold water for this pie crust, and the water isn't much. You're going to see the quantity I'm going to be adding here. I added about, let's say it's 4 tablespoons of very ice cold water. You are going to see it when I show you. So, and now I added little first, and now I am mixing gradually. I don't want to add everything at once because it might be too much, so I'm just adding gradually. I'm going to make a well in the middle and add a little more. I haven't gotten to the right consistency, so I make a well again. I'm going to add some more cooled water. Notice the quantity that I'm going to add, and that's it. That's the very cold water I am adding. I was just showing you the ice block in the bottle, and I'll begin to mix again. And when I get to the right consistency, I'm going to show you. Notice that this dough is not, or the mixture is not, um, it's a bit dry. The moisture isn't much. We have most of the moisture coming from the margarine and not liquid. So I brought the whole thing together to make a dough, and this is our pie crust. Actually, it's called a crust. I'm going to allow this to rest in the freezer for 30 minutes. This allows the crust to rest, and it also makes you get a very flaky pastry. This was how I covered it and put it in the freezer. After 30 minutes, I have brought it out to use. I'm going to unwrap it and begin to work. So first, I just cut the dough into various sections that I'm going to be working with. That's just what I did. This recipe is going to give you, let me say, 10 medium pies and 8 large pies. Yes, that's because I made different sizes. I made medium and I made large. So I can't give you the exact number for a particular type, but this recipe gave me is going to give you 10 medium pies and 8 large pies. And now I'm going to begin to work. Before I begin to roll, I will just flatten the dough with my hand, and my work surface has been properly cleaned. You want to make sure of that. Clean your work surface very well. Clean it well. When you want to clean it, don't use a soap that has a very strong perfume. A normal dishwashing liquid like Mama Lemon is okay for you to use. That doesn't have a strong perfume. You don't want that tasting in your pie. So I'll begin to roll gently. You can see how the dough is breaking. Don't worry about that. This is what indicates that you're going to get a very flaky pie crust. If it's breaking, just put it together as you see me doing, and you roll gently. You can see I'm not trying to overwork the pastry. You want to make sure of that. So I'll be using a pie cutter. This will just enable me get a particular size, and that's the pie cutter you're seeing over there. I'm just going to use it to make the circle. I didn't use it to close the pie because I didn't like the design. I'm just going to use it to make a circle. I'll place it on the crust and just make a circle. That's it. Yeah, I'll take it out. It didn't show very well, so I'm pressing it again. So I just took that out. I took off the excess and I have my perfect circle. I'm going to add the filling now. So when you want to add the filling, you can add as much filling as you want, but you don't want to add filling that wouldn't let you close your pie or that will make it overflow, because when it overflows, it's going to give you a nasty job. So you want to put just the right amount of filling that your pastry can take. I added quite a lot here and you see how I struggle to close it. So lift the other side, place it. When you want to close your pies yourself, when you're not using a cutter, you want to press the edges down first before you close it with the fork or your finger, like I did here. I am just pressing it down first with my fingertips, closing it first before I'm going to use the fork. That makes you get a very clean job and you wouldn't have to press it too much that makes it ugly. I'm going to get my fork now and close the edges of the pie. When you are molding your pies, if it takes a long time that the other dough is on the counter waiting, you can return them to the freezer to continue cooling. When you're done with a particular batch, you can take it out again and continue working. That way, the dough gets to retain its flakiness or coolness as you work with it. There was a hole there because it has a lot of filling. I just took some pastry to cover it, but you don't want to do that. You want to make sure of that to avoid that. So that's our pie. I'm going to get out the tray that I'm going to be baking this pie on. I'll place it and I continued the process for the rest pies. Make sure your pies are clean, they didn't bleed or are not overfilled, well covered. So here are our beautiful pies. So I'm going to do the egg washing. You're going to just beat your raw egg and use a brush to brush the egg all over the pie. After doing that, my air fryer oven is set on toast and you can see the temperature for the up and down. I use the toast function of my Buchi Mix air fryer to bake these pies. So after 15 minutes, this is what we have. I put it in to bake for another 5 minutes. So I baked this pie for a total of 20 minutes using the temperature you saw. So I went on to make larger pies this time and they were ready. So that's it. This pie crust is so flaky and so nice. And if you didn't finish your pies, just put them in the freezer and microwave them the next morning. Can you see how flaky and delicious this pie looks? You should really try this recipe. Thank you for watching and come back next time. Bye.